The sun of Meridia 4 hung low in the sky, casting long silver shadows across the broken plains. Captain Elias Ward stood on the ridge, armor dusty, lungs burning from hours of searching. The wind carried a faint metallic smell, the scent of the ancient ruins that covered this strange world. Somewhere out here, a distress call had come from a crashed explorer. He had tracked the signal across half the continent, refusing to turn back. Humans had a reputation in the galaxy. Some said they were stubborn beyond reason. Others said they were reckless, loud, or too bold for their own good. But there was one thing no one denied. When a human promised to help, they never stopped until the job was done. Elias proved that reputation right every day. He scanned the horizon again. The signal was close now, close enough that he could hear the faint hum of damaged technology. His visor blinked with a warning message. Life form detected. He rushed forward. The crash site came into view, a small silver skimmer lying on its side, smoke rising from a shattered engine. Pieces of hull plating were scattered across the ground like fallen leaves. The cockpit door was half open, and a slim figure struggled to climb out. It was a woman, clearly not human. Her luminous teal skin reflected the fading light, and her hair looked like strands of soft crystal, glowing faintly. Her long robe was torn, and one of her arms trembled as she tried to lift herself from the wreckage. Elias didn't hesitate. He sprinted down the slope. "Hey! Don't move! I'm coming!" he shouted. The woman flinched at his voice but didn't collapse. She watched him with wide, bright eyes, full of confusion, fear, and something else he couldn't name. He reached the skimmer and knelt beside her. "Easy. I'm Captain Elias Ward, Terran Fleet. I picked up your distress call. Are you injured?" She opened her mouth, but her voice was weak and broken with static. "My breathing system damaged." Elias nodded quickly. Some alien species needed special air support on certain planets. The atmosphere here was thin and heavy with sulfur traces. He reached into his pack, took out a portable filter unit, and gently placed it over her mouth and nose. The device hissed softly, supplying clean air. Color returned to her cheeks almost instantly. She drew a deep breath, steady and smooth this time. "Better?" he asked. She blinked slowly, as if testing her senses. "Yes? You saved my life?" he smiled. "Let's get you out of here first." He helped her sit up carefully. She was taller than he had expected, almost elegant in the way she moved, even injured. Her eyes were a brilliant shade of silver, and they never left his face, as if she was trying to understand him. "What's your name?" he asked. "Lyra," she whispered. "All right, Lyra. We're going to move away from the wreck. The engine might explode if that fire reaches the fuel cells." Lyra looked at the flames climbing the metal frame and swallowed. "Then we should hurry." He supported her with one arm around her back, and she leaned against him lightly. Her steps were shaky, but she tried to walk on her own. Halfway to the ridge, she stumbled. Elias quickly tightened his grip and lifted her up before she hit the ground. "You don't have to push yourself," he said. "I've got you." Her silvery eyes widened at the ease with which he carried her. Humans were smaller than many species, but their physical strength often shocked people. "You are strong," she murmured. He gave a small laugh. "We train a lot." When they reached the ridge, Elias set her down gently on a flat rock. The skimmer behind them crackled with fire. He tapped a button on his wrist device, sending a signal to his ship. A rescue beacon flashed in the sky. Lyra watched him silently for a moment. Then she spoke again. "You risked your life to come here. You did not even know who I was?" Elias shrugged. "Didn't need to know. Someone needed help." Her expression tightened, almost emotional. "You're kind. Humans. I heard stories. They said humans are loud and strange, but your hearts are loyal. They said you never abandon someone in danger." He laughed softly. We do our best. Lyra lowered her gaze to her hands, tracing the torn fabric of her robe. My people, we have a tradition. When someone saves our life, we perform a ritual, a gesture of gratitude. It is part of our culture. It shows trust, respect, and honor. Elias sat down a few steps away, giving her space. A ritual? Sounds serious? It is, she said. I will tell you later. When I am strong. He nodded. No rush. Just focus on breathing right now. A gentle silence settled between them, broken only by the distant crackling of the wreck. The sky grew darker, stars emerging one by one. Meridia 4's moons rose, glowing with pale gold light. Lyra looked up at the sky. I thought I would never see the moons again. When my skimmer fell, I believed that was the end. Elias rested his elbows on his knees. Everyone gets close calls. What matters is that you're still here. You talk like it is simple. It is simple, he said. Doesn't mean it's easy. She studied him with quiet curiosity. You are different from the stories. He raised an eyebrow. Good different or bad different? Better, she said without thinking. He felt heat rise to his cheeks and looked away. Thanks. A soft breeze rolled across the plains, carrying the scent of night-blooming flowers. Lyra breathed deeply with her filter mask, her posture relaxing. Why were you traveling alone? Elias asked. This region is dangerous. Lyra hesitated. I was searching for something, a relic from my ancestors, an object of great value to my people. Did you find it? No, she said softly. And now it may be lost forever. Elias tapped his armor. I can help you find it once the rescue team arrives. She looked at him, shocked. You would do that? It is not your mission. He shrugged. Helping people is always part of my mission. Her eyes shimmered, reflecting the moonlight. Then I owe you even more. You don't owe me anything, Lyra. But she shook her head firmly. You do not understand. My people believe that when a life is saved, a bond is formed, a sacred one, a protector and a beneficiary. The ritual I must perform expresses this bond. It shows that I accept guidance and that I trust the one who saved me. Elias leaned back. That sounds meaningful. It is, she said, and I will perform it when the time is right. He nodded slowly. All right, I'll respect your culture. A faint smile touched her lips, the first real smile since he'd found her. Thank you, Elias Ward of Terra. Soon, the sound of engines filled the air. Elias looked up to see his ship, the Star Wind, descending from the clouds. Its lights swept across the plains, illuminating the ruins. Your people are here, Lyra said softly. He stood and offered his hand to her. She took it without hesitation, her fingers cool and delicate. He helped her rise, supporting her once more. The ship landed nearby, dust swirling around them. As the ramp lowered, Elias guided her forward. But before stepping inside, Lyra turned to face him fully. Her silver eyes glowed in the ship's lights. When the time comes, she said quietly, I will show you the ritual of thanks. You have earned it. Her voice carried weight, ancient, respectful, and sincere. Elias nodded, even though he didn't fully understand. But he could feel it. Whatever this ritual was, it was important, very important, and it was only the beginning. The Star Wind rose smoothly into the dark sky, leaving the wreckage far below. Inside the ship, lights were soft and warm, and the air was clean. Lyra sat on a cushioned bench, breathing calmly with the portable filter still attached to her face. Her glowing hair rested over her shoulders like liquid crystal. Elias watched her from across the small room. She seemed calmer now, but her eyes still studied everything carefully. The Terran ship must have looked strange to her. Metallic walls, blinking displays, the faint hum of the engine beneath the floor. Human technology was efficient, but not elegant. Lyra's people were known for building things that looked like artwork. "Are you comfortable?" Elias asked. Lyra nodded. "Your ship feels safe, heavy, but safe." Elias chuckled. "Humans build things to survive explosions, storms, and angry aliens. Beauty comes second." Lyra tilted her head. "Function over appearance, I understand." The door slid open as the ship's doctor hurried inside. Dr. Hannah Ruiz, short and sharp-minded, carried a diagnostic scanner. She approached Lyra with kind eyes. "You must be Lyra. I'm Dr. Ruiz," she said. "We're going to make sure you're stable, all right?" Lyra nodded carefully. Hannah ran the scanner across Lyra's chest and arms. A soft blue light rippled over her skin. "Your oxygen levels are stabilizing," Hannah said. "You're lucky Captain Ward reached you when he did." Lyra glanced at Elias. "Yes. He saved me." Elias rubbed the back of his neck. "Just doing my job." Hannah raised an eyebrow. "You do your job loudly and often." Elias shrugged. "Someone has to." Lyra watched their exchange with quiet interest. "You two know each other well." "We've served together for 4 years," Hannah said. "He is reckless, stubborn, and far too brave." Lyra's eyes softened with understanding. "That matches the stories I have heard, and yet he is also gentle." Elias nearly choked. "Me? Gentle?" Hannah laughed. "Hard to believe, isn't it?" Lyra smiled faintly behind the filter mask. "Not hard to believe. Not anymore." Hannah finished her scans and stepped back. "Physically, she needs rest. Emotionally, well, I'll let you handle that, Captain." When Hannah left the room, Elias leaned against the wall and crossed his arms. "You're safe now. That's what matters." Lyra looked down at her hands. "I am safe because of you." He was about to tell her that hundreds of Terran officers would have done the same, but something in her voice stopped him. She wasn't speaking casually. She was speaking with the weight of her culture behind her, deep gratitude, deep meaning. He sat beside her. "Tell me about the mission you were on. You said you were searching for something important." Lyra inhaled slowly. "Yes. The relic I sought is called the Heart Prism. It is an ancient core of energy created by my ancestors. It contains knowledge and memories. Without it, our histories fade." "Sounds important," Elias said. "It is part of us," she whispered. "And I lost it." Elias shook his head. "We don't know that yet. Maybe it's still in the ruins." Lyra frowned. "Even if it survived the crash, I cannot return there alone." "Then you won't return alone. We'll go together." Her eyes widened. "But your mission?" "My mission is whatever Command tells me. And right now, Command told me to bring you to safety." He paused. "After that, helping you find your relic is not against any rules." Lyra stared at him with disbelief. "You would help a stranger recover something that is not of your world?" "You're not a stranger anymore," he said simply. Her glowing eyes softened. "Your people, your hearts are different." He shrugged. "We're just people trying our best." A quiet moment passed. The hum of the engine filled the room like a soft drum beat. Lyra finally leaned back and closed her eyes, exhaustion washing over her. "You should rest," Elias said gently. "Will you stay nearby?" she asked. Her voice small. "Of course." She nodded and let sleep take her. Hours later, Elias sat in the command chair while the Starwind drifted in orbit above Meridia 4. He checked the sensors, then pulled up a map of the ruins Lyra had searched. The region was full of shifting stone platforms, deep pits, and unstable energy fields. No wonder her skimmer crashed. Hannah approached him quietly. "You look tired." "I'm fine," he said. "You're thinking about the relic." "Yeah." Hannah folded her arms. "You're planning to go back down there with her, aren't you?" Elias didn't deny it. She came all this way alone. She deserves help. Hana sighed but smiled. I knew it. Well, if you're going, I'm coming too. Doc, you hate field missions. Hana pointed at him. And you attract trouble like a magnet. Someone has to keep you alive. He laughed softly. Fair enough. Before he could say more, the door slid open again. Lyra stepped inside, walking slowly but steady, her filter mask replaced with a sleeker device fitted by Hana. Her glowing hair shimmered with each step. Elias stood quickly. You're awake. Yes, she said. And I heard your voices from the hallway. I apologize. I did not mean to listen. It's fine, Elias said. How do you feel? Better. Lyra looked between them. And I heard, you wish to return to the ruins? Hana stepped forward. We want to help you get your heart prism back. Lyra clasped her hands tightly. I do not know what to say. My words feel too small. Elias shook his head. You don't have to say anything right now. Lyra hesitated, then took a deep breath. There is something you must understand. My people's ritual of thanks. It is not a simple gesture. It is a promise, a vow. Once performed, it is never broken. It links the giver and receiver in trust. Elias listened carefully. It sounds important. It is sacred, Lyra said. And I want to perform it for you, Elias Ward. But I must retrieve the heart prism first. The ritual cannot happen without it. So the prism is part of the ritual? Hana asked. Yes, Lyra said softly. The prism holds the memory light of my ancestors. It guides the words and actions of the ritual. Elias nodded. Then that settles it. We find the prism. Lyra looked overwhelmed. You would help me even after knowing the weight of the ritual? Yes, he said firmly. Helping you isn't about what comes after. It's the right thing now. Her eyes glimmered. You are different from the galaxy's rumors. And you're stronger than you think, Elias replied. Lyra lowered her gaze, as if trying to control her emotions. Then we must leave soon. The ruins shift with the moon's pull. Every cycle, the paths change. Elias activated the navigation panel. Then we go at dawn. The next morning, Meridia 4 looked even more dangerous from above, mist rising from deep cracks, stones floating like fragments of a broken dream. Elias, Lyra, and Hana prepared near the ship's exit ramp. Elias checked his armor straps, while Hana loaded medical tools into a field pack. Lyra approached them, wearing a new robe lent by the Terran crew. It was simple, but she wore it with quiet grace. Are you ready? Elias asked. Lyra nodded. Yes, but I must ask one thing. When we enter the ruins, you must stay close. They respond to presence, to emotion, to intent. If we are separated, the pathways may seal themselves. Then we stick together, Elias said. Hana shot him a look. You better not run off like last time. Elias raised his hands. I won't. Lyra smiled softly at their banter. Your friendship is warm. It brings light. Light helps in ruins, Hana said. They stepped down the ramp. The ground of Meridia 4 was cold and rough beneath their boots. Strange symbols glowed faintly in the soil, responding to Lyra's presence. She walked ahead, guiding them through the shifting stones. As they approached the first ruin gate, Lyra stopped suddenly. What's wrong? Elias asked. She turned toward him slowly, her silver eyes bright. Elias Ward, she said. If we find the prism, the ritual of thanks will begin soon after. He nodded. I know. You will accept it, even if you do not fully understand it? He thought for a moment. Then he answered with the honesty she deserved. Yes, I'll accept it. Lyra's breath caught softly. Then I will lead you to the prism, and when the time comes, I will honor you with my people's greatest trust. The stones of the ruin gate rumbled open before them. Together they stepped inside. The true journey had just begun. The ruins of Meridia 4 stretched before them like a maze built by ancient giants. Floating stone paths shimmered in the early light, shifting slowly as if they were alive. Lyra walked at the front, her crystal-like hair glowing faintly, guiding Elias and Hannah through the danger-filled landscape. Elias scanned the surroundings. "These ruins, they're moving." "Yes," Lyra said quietly. "The structures follow the song of the moon. If the rhythm changes, the walls and paths change too." Hannah sighed. "Great. A building that dances. Just what we needed." But she followed closely, adjusting her pack so it didn't clatter. Lyra raised a hand as they approached a massive circular platform. "Step only where the light shows. If you step outside the pattern, the floor may fall." Elias frowned. "Fall into what?" "Into the memory depths," Lyra answered. "A place you do not want to enter." Hannah muttered, "Noted." The stone beneath them pulsed with soft white lights forming a path across the platform. Lyra stepped forward with confidence, her feet moving in time with the glowing pattern. Elias and Hannah followed, matching her rhythm as best they could. When Elias stepped a little too far left, the stone trembled. Lyra instantly grabbed his arm. "Careful!" Her grip was surprisingly strong. Elias steadied himself. "Thanks." Lyra didn't let go for a moment, her eyes serious. "Stay close. The ruins are listening to us." Elias nodded. "We're with you." They continued deeper into the inner chambers. Strange symbols glowed on the walls, reacting to Lyra's presence. Several times, pathways sealed behind them or opened only when Lyra placed her hand on an ancient seal. "This place responds to you," Elias noticed. "Yes," Lyra said softly. "My ancestors built these halls. Their memory recognizes me." At last, they entered a chamber unlike the rest. It was round, with tall pillars rising toward a cracked ceiling. In the center floated a glowing object, a pure, radiant crystal shaped like a heart. Its colors shifted like living light. Lyra inhaled sharply. The heart prism. Elias watched her take a slow, reverent step forward. The prism pulsed warmly, as if it sensed her. Hannah whispered, "It's beautiful." Lyra moved with calm and purpose. When she reached the floating crystal, she extended both hands. Light wrapped around her fingers, and a soft hum filled the air. The prism lowered itself gently into her palms. She held it as if she were holding a newborn star. "It is safe," she whispered. "My people's memories, our stories, they are not lost." Elias let out a breath he didn't know he was holding. "We did it." Lyra turned toward him. Her expression was full of gratitude and something deeper that he couldn't quite understand yet. "You helped me when I had no hope," she said. "You risked your life, your mission, everything, just to help me find this." "It was the right thing to do," Elias said. Lyra looked down at the heart prism, and a soft glow spread across her hands. "Then it is time," Hannah tensed. "Time? For what?" Lyra lifted her gaze to Elias. "For the ritual of thanks." The chamber grew still, as if even the ruins were holding their breath. Elias exchanged a glance with Hannah, who shrugged helplessly. "Well, go ahead," he said gently. "We're listening." Lyra stepped closer, standing only a few feet from him. The prism's light reflected in her silver eyes. She spoke slowly, each word carrying weight. "In my culture, when someone saves our life, we offer them the highest honor, our truth bond. It is not about control or ownership. It is about trust." She placed a hand over her heart. "A promise that we will stand by the one who saved us, support them, and respect them always." Elias understood then. "So, it's like a vow." "Yes," Lyra said. "A vow made with our ancestors as witnesses." Hannah exhaled softly. That's actually beautiful. Lyra nodded. But there is more. The ritual also honors the one who accepts it. To accept someone's truth bond is an act of courage and kindness. It means you acknowledge their gratitude and allow them to share their path with yours. Elias met her eyes. And you're sure you want to give this to me? Lyra held the prism close. I am sure. You saved me not because you expected anything, but because it was right. My people say that is the heart of a true protector. He felt heat rise to his face. I didn't do anything special. You did, she said quietly. You listened. You cared. You came for me when no one else would. Lyra stepped even closer, the prism glowing brighter with every heartbeat. Elias Ward, will you accept my ritual of thanks? Elias took a breath. He remembered her fear in the wreck, her determination to find the relic, her trust in him through dangerous ruins. He didn't fully understand her culture, but he understood sincerity, and she was sincere. He nodded. Yes, I accept it. Lyra's expression softened like dawn breaking over a dark horizon. She lifted the heart prism between them. The chamber lit up with radiant waves of blues, golds, and silver. Ancient symbols glowed across the walls. The air hummed with energy. Lyra began to speak in her native language. The words were melodic, almost musical. The prism pulsed gently with each phrase. Elias couldn't understand the language, but he understood the feeling. It was warm, respectful, full of meaning. After several moments, Lyra placed her hand lightly on Elias's arm. The prism released a final burst of soft light that wrapped around the two of them like a gentle ribbon before fading into the air. It is done, she said with a calm smile. The bond is formed. Our ancestors have witnessed it. Elias nodded slowly, feeling the slight warmth left by the ritual. Thank you, Lyra. I'm honored. Her eyes shone with relief and happiness. And I am grateful. Hannah clapped her hands lightly. Well, now that the glowing magic show is over, can we go before the ruins decide to swallow us? Lyra laughed softly. Yes. The prism has accepted us. The path will stay open now. Together they walked back through the ruins. This time, the stones shifted smoothly, opening paths instead of closing them. It was as if the ruins themselves approved of what had happened in the chamber. When they reached the surface, the wind carried a warm breeze. The star wind glowed in the distance. Lyra looked out across the plains. My people will be grateful for what you have done, but I am grateful most of all. Elias gave a small smile. What happens now? Lyra held the prism close. I will return to my world, restore the memory light, and tell them the story of the human who saved me. She paused. And because of the bond, I will return someday, to help you, as you helped me. Elias nodded. I'll look forward to that. They boarded the Star Wind, the mission complete, but the connection between them only beginning. As the ship lifted into the sky, Lyra sat beside Elias at the observation window. Stars stretched across the black canvas of space, bright and endless. Elias Ward, she said softly. Yes? Today my ancestors smiled. He turned toward her. I hope that's a good thing. It is, she whispered with a gentle smile. It means they accept you. Elias looked back at the stars. Then I guess I'll try to make them proud. Lyra rested the prism on her lap, its light warm and steady. You already have. The Star Wind shot forward into space, carrying its crew and their new bond toward whatever future awaited them. The ritual of thanks was complete, but their shared path was only just beginning.